Daniel Sanders pretty much dominating the whole of 2025 thus far on the Rally Raid Championship Racing Tour. And Chucky, looks like he also lifted off the throttle a bit on the final day just to seal the deal. Take us through that.
At the beginning, I didn't. I actually had it pretty tapped until I ran into a big bushes of thorns and stuff and got stuck in there for 30, 40 seconds. So, yeah, we wanted to go for another stage win for sure. We don't like to let off the throttle. So it was a super, super nice rally. And we got to experience South Africa, first time here again. And it definitely showed us a really nice race and a beautiful countryside. It was some parts similar to Australia out in the outback there and the bush, not as many thorns, and just different wildlife. So yeah, it was awesome going through all the farmers' fields. It's so cool for them to open up their gates and let us rip through their property, so we don't have too many road sections. So thank you to them and all the organisers and volunteers that take this week off and the months off, prior to put this event on. And it's a lot of work for this country and the community for motorsports. I know what it's like in Australia, and to bring this event to you guys here, it's pretty cool to come to another continent and race here, and you guys, let us rip up your land. So thank you. It was an awesome time here, and I really enjoyed it, and the racing and the fans and the crowd out there was something special. It was probably one of the most enjoyable rallies, ripping through the paddocks and seeing kids and families on the fences cheering us on. It was really nice. So yeah. The bike performance was unreal again, and myself, other than the first day getting lost, just getting used to the little different navigation style here. It was a nice little reality check, losing 6-7 minutes straight up, and then I had to reel that in the first day. And it was good fun. I rode well, and happy with the team's results. Was exceptional. We went 1-2, and Edgar got the Rally 2 the win as well. So it was a perfect week for KTM and the company. We're still strong and we're fighting and we're doing good.
Well said, great answer. And we'll hand across now to Andreas Holzel. I don't know what else you're going to fill in the gaps there, Andreas, because it was pretty much all said. The perfect week of racing for KTM Factory Red Bull.
Exactly. It's all of everything what he said was right. And yeah, it was a perfect week, and in general, we have to say, especially in the moment where KTM was and is, it was an important one, important victory, and we're super happy, and we can go back home really proud of it, and we can be proud of the rally team, we have to say, because we did everything right since the last 4 races. Chucky was doing everything correct, how it should be. And also, it's, for me personally, I have to say, it's really nice to see that there is this old experience, honestly to say, with the young kid and showing him how to do it. And it's a good guideline, It's a good guideline. And super. Everything is fine, let's say. It's well deserved, and it's not automatically. It's not coming just because you're there. You need to push hard. You need to work hard for it, and then this hard work gets paid off. And on the other side, we have to say that South Africa was hosting us really well. It showed us that rallies in South Africa, it's different. Yeah, it's really like this. And the other day at the briefing, they told us, hey, you have to change your mindset. You have to get ready because there are animals, there are more hidden stones in the grass and so on. We adapted really well, and especially these guys, we have to say, the bike was working there perfect. So yeah, thank you guys, South African guys. I hope to see you soon. And well done, all good.
Thank you, Andreas. The perfect answer. To Andreas Holzel, to Chucky, that's Daniel Sanders, to Edgar Canet, Martinez, and our own Rossi. Thank you to our FIM racers. We'll do a quick adjustment on the stage as we get ourselves ready for our FIM category runners. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure hanging with you. We'll see you at prize giving tonight at 6 o'clock.
Ladies and gents, first and foremost, before we congratulate the drivers, I just want to call Matt Smith back onto stage. I think he has done a phenomenal job throughout the week, keeping you informed throughout the course of events. You've been absolutely sensational. You've earned your keep. You've been a magnificent host. Thank you so much, Matty Smith. We'll join forces a little later for the press conference. Now, without further ado, congratulations to the bikers. Let's head over to four wheels now. I'm going to be joined up on stage by 9 gentlemen. First up in the SSV class, please welcome onto stage Mario Franco, representing Franco Sport. Mario, make your way up to stage and you'll be joined by your navigator, of course, Jean Miranda, the Portuguese duo capturing victory in the SSV. Up you get, gents. And they'll be followed by the winners in the Challenger category. Congratulations to the Argentines, who know a thing or two when it comes to rally raid racing, David Ziller and Sebastian Cesana. Mario, Jean, you can come through. David and Sebastian, you can make your way up. Congratulations, gents. I'm going to hand you over the mic. You can go right to the end. Thank you. Where do we have our challengers? David Ziller and Sebastian Cesana. Oh, hopefully they'll run up quickly and join us. And ladies and gents, without further ado, in the ultimate class, the winners, your very own Henk Latergan and Brett Cummings. Making history today, folks, in the third leg of the W2RC, the first ever SA Rally Raid, the SA Safari Rally. It's been absolutely sensational from start to finish, and these gents flew the South African flag loud and proud. Congratulations, Henk and Brett. You can grab a seat next to those gents there. There's handshakes all round, as we still hope that David Ziller and Sebastian are going to be joining us as the Challenger victors. Then we have a man who certainly needs no introduction whatsoever. He loves South Africa. He's raced plenty for South African sides, and he is leading the championship. He captured another stage victory today. Please welcome onto stage none other than Nasser Al-Attiyah. And of course, his co-driver, Edward Bollinger. Folks, here's a nice little tidbit for you with regards to Nasser and Edward. They captured 2 stages throughout the course of the SA Safari Rally, and they were the only non-South Africans to win stages. So congratulations to the South Africans for signing bright, and congratulations to Nasser and Edward for doing the job. Brilliant, brilliant stuff, leading the way. Well done, Edward. And last, but certainly not least, I don't know who's got the biggest smiles, if it's Brett and Henk, or this man right here, is the team principal for Overdrive Racing, Jean-Marc Fortin. Guiding the men to victory, Henk and Brett. It was a phenomenal performance all round. Well done, Jean-Marc. A brilliant, brilliant job. As we wait for Jean-Marc to get up on stage, folks, let's have another massive round of applause, not only for the winners in their various categories, but for the people that made this possible. What a sensational event, the biggest motor racing event to come to South Africa since arguably 1993, the SA Safari Rally. Let's hear it for everyone that made this happen. Right, without further ado, let's head over to the presser. First up, the SSVs. Mario, I'm going to start with you. What was that like? What was that like, racing? How did you enjoy this?
Sorry for my English, my co-driver translates if you want. Bueno, hemos pasado un rally muy divertido. Fue una carrera más que divertida, muy entretenido en lo cortito, muy rápido. Fue para nosotros una sensación espectacular correr en África. África es un país muy hermoso por su naturaleza y por sus animales. Estamos muy contentos de la victoria y muy felices de estar acá entre los más grandes.
Just to summarize, South Africa is sensational. I think that's the gist of it. Jean, do you agree?
Yes.
Tell us your thoughts. How did you enjoy this week?
Bueno, esta semana fue muy dura para todos. Muy interesante la carrera, la navegación muy complicada y bueno, muy felices por todo.
Lovely stuff. Let's hear it again for Mario Franca and Jean Miranda, who captured victory in class SSV right here at the SA Safari Rally. As we move over now, folks, this was history in the making. The first ever W2RC event to come to Africa, the first ever to come to South Africa. We needed a South African victor, and that's exactly how it turned out. It was tight at the end, and I think the deficit at the end remained at 39 seconds over Sebastian Loeb. Henk Ladekan, Brett Cummings, let's hear it for them. Wow, Henk, we chatted quite a lot over the course of this week. Your second stage victory, well, you were extremely nervous going into this. You started off on a pretty dodgy prologue, admittedly. You said so yourself. You hit back brilliantly with that stage win and in stage one. And last night, you said 39 seconds, anything can happen. We knew that the stage was going to be short, but you brought it home.
Yeah, no, this has definitely been a race of ups and downs. Like you said, we had a bit of a shaky prologue. 2 days before the prologue was the first time I drove since my last stage at Dakar. So it's probably understandable. I mean, the first time I got back in the car and we accelerated out the small bivouac we had there, I thought, geez, this thing's a lot quicker than what I remember. And today, it didn't feel like it was going quick enough. So a lot of things have changed over the course of the race. There were a lot of ups and downs and stressful moments. Like you said, after winning the first stage, opening that next day was extremely difficult. There was a lot of varying terrain. The navigation was awesome, and yeah, today was also a very stressful day. We had a small issue on day 3 with a broken drive shaft, which made it a little bit more difficult for us. So yeah, really happy with the result at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Of course, we look back at Dakar, and you had a heartbreaking turn of events over there. For the folks that don't know, missing out on Dakar glory, but just under 4 minutes. And in that, there was a couple of 2 rulings that didn't go your way. And you ended up coming second. Couldn't quite replicate the feats of Janelle de Villiers back in 2009. What a way to bounce back from that experience. Second place in Dakar, by all means, is a sensational effort. But to come back from that and capture victory in your home race, the first ever one that's taken place here.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a bit disappointing at Dakar. We really tried and we pushed hard there. And at the end, there was just not enough stage mileage left to come back. But yeah, I mean, coming back like this after that and at your home race, it's really something special to have the family here and all the people we grew up with racing, and everybody's really come to support. There's so many of my friends and family here, so it's amazing to do this in front of them.
And of course, you couldn't have done it with the man sitting alongside you, Brett Cummings, your navigator. No, I want to ask you about Brett first.
No, Brett's done an amazing job over the race and over the past few years that we've been together. We get along really, really well in the car, and that's something that's really necessary. You spend a lot of time together, a lot of hours in the car. At Dakar, we're basically sharing a room for the whole time that we're there. So you really have to gel, and it has to work well. And with Brett, I must say it's been amazing. It's been a good journey, and hopefully there's many more years like that.
Well, let's hear from the man himself, Brett Cummings, the navigator, the winning navigator. Brett, you've come a long road alongside Henk and yourself as well, moving from 2 wheels to 4. It's been a sensational transition. What does this victory mean to you?
Yeah, it's good to get the monkey off the back. We've had really good results, and we've been let down, or we've let ourselves down over the past few years. So it's good. It's good to do it in our home country, on our home turf, and it's good to have all the people here to support us, our families, our friends. Really enjoyed it.
If any people know how tough a route is, it's certainly the navigators. How tough was this week in terms of navigating, especially given the fact that it's very different to what you guys tend to experience in our local SA Rally Raid Championship?
Yeah, it's a lot tighter. It's in the local championship. It's a lot easier with the format of navigation that we use. So yeah, using the Dakar type navigation, it's tight, it's technical, it's a rough route. So it makes it very difficult to concentrate and focus on the roadbook. But it helps having Henk next to me because he's on it and he helps with the navigation. So that's what makes us work well as a team, I think.
I'll throw the question to Henk as well. I know we've got great nicknames when it comes to motorsport. We've got the Kalahari Ferrari in Ross Branch. And a little earlier today, I was doing a TV interview and I mentioned Henk the Lion Latergan. And I thought it apt, given where we are and given the mane that he wears on his chin. Do you think that's an apt description?
If you think so, I'll take it.
The Lion Latergan, I reckon it should stick. What do you say? I reckon. Congratulations once again to Brett Cummings alongside Henk the Lion Latergan, capturing victory in the ultimate category as we move to an ultimate competitor, multiple Dakar champion, leading the way in the W2RC standings, and just an incredible human to boot. Nasa Latia, ladies and gents. Nasa, you love South Africa. Now you love it even more, hey?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to thank, for all the people in South Africa who we are really so happy, to come here. And I wish, from now, we need to come next year, not late. We need to come next year, We need to work to come again next year here because it's really amazing. And when we see all the competitor and all the manufacturer to be here, it's really amazing, We are so happy and yeah, I love South Africa.
NASA, unfortunately, you couldn't get the overall victory, but you did get 2 stage wins along the way, and in doing so, you climbed to the top of the rankings, maintained your lead in the rankings. I know I mentioned it earlier as you were coming up on stage, but you were the only non-South African to win a stage throughout the course of this week.
No, actually, I am so happy, to Hank win this race. It's very important for him, for the local also. It's very important. I want to say thank for Jean-Marc, to bring him back again. This is really important because he's one of the best driver in the world, and I am sure he can fight for the victory in Dakar, also in the championship because they still have to race, but he need to be stronger.
Well, plaudits don't get much bigger than that, coming from a racing legend himself. Thank you so much, NASA.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you back in our
Thank
country.
you so much.
As always, alongside your navigator, Edward. Unfortunately, no title, but you did get the 2 stage wins. You are leading the championship, and you had a great week in South Africa.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I really want to congratulate the organization to offer us this round because it's we feel welcome like nowhere else. It was really a long time that we didn't feel welcome like this. And or even more than this, it was a discovery for many of us, including me. First time in South Africa, first time in your amazing country, and we appreciate every minute we spent on your soul. So thanks a lot for your atmosphere. And yeah, but for us, it was not the perfect week, but still we are still leading the championship. So focus on the next events.
Just in terms of the welcoming that you got in South Africa and also the experience with regards to the fans. I've heard countless competitors rave about the amount of fans lining the sides of the roads. Massive support for the sport in this country. Did you experience that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, in terms of number of fans, we experienced fantastic years in South America as well, in Argentina and so on. But it's totally different atmosphere and combined with the discovery of the country, the wideness everywhere. So it's just a unique moment and probably a lifetime memory.
Lovely. What did you make of Henk and Brett's performance?
Henk and Brett were already impressive during Dakar. They surprised many by the consistency they had during Dakar. And so it's not really a surprise to fight with them. I think we should have a nice battle in front of us together.
We can't wait for that battle to commence. It has already, of course. As we move over to Jean-Marc Fortin, who is the team principal of Overdrive Racing and the man who captured victory along with Henk and Brett. Jean-Marc, there's a video going around now from your camp as Henk and Brett captured the victory. You're watching those timing notes every second. The celebrations were unreal. How are you feeling?
It was stressful, really stressed. We had a long journey today because it was from the morning a very big pain on the stomach. But first I want to remind Archie, which is in front of me now. His head is going. I remember one time in Dakar, we were in the bivouac, and we both of us said, "Let's do it, and let's pushing." So I was not. I must be modest. I was not pushing hard, but I was introducing you ISO people, and congratulations for all your crew, all the people that you work, because coming from Europe, I must tell you, we were lovely welcoming, and it was a fantastic event. And as Nasser said, we need to come back every year in this country because it's part of the motorsport, and lovely place. I went here a little bit earlier than certain people, but I really love the country. Yes.
Lovely, Jean-Marc.
Thank you.
Jean-Marc, I know we were just chatting to a backstage there, and Henk and Brett now being in your stable. I mean, you've known them for a while, you know how good they are, but now under your banner, what has this week been like working with them, and how impressed have you been?
You know, before the rally, you come and you said, okay, Henk and Brett, they are probably the best driver that should win. It's probably easy, and it will be easy, but it's never easy. It's never easy for a team like us to provide a technical car, a good car, and that was a challenge from 1 month and even more. And we just very happy that to welcome them also in the team, and to get maybe a great future together. So that's something that is very important for us. You know the relation between Overdrive and the South African country. That was a long term. We came in 2006 already here, and made some great story. And Overdrive is still here, and will win again, and will win for a long time.
And of course, 2 more events are to come on the W2RC calendar. We've got Portugal, followed by Morocco. Are we going to see Henk and Brett competing over there?
But they will compete for sure. I tell you already, they will have a great future with Toyota, TGR Europe, and we are leading the championship for the manufacturer. But my target is to beat the left people on my side. So yeah, we are ready. I'm a competitor, and I will die like with a competition mining. Yes, thank you.
Lovely stuff, Jean-Marc. Beautiful words, and congratulations to the various victors. Congratulations once again to Brent and Henk for flying the flag in SA. Nasser, Edward, congratulations once again on doing such a sterling job when it comes to the overall rankings. And I think, folks, just without further ado, because I really want this name to stick, and we are very proud of the fact we had 2 South Africans capturing the victory. I want everyone to shout out in unison. I'll give you a cue. We're going to say congratulations, Brett and Henk the Lion Lategan. Are you all happy with that? Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, Brett and Henk the Lion Lategan. I think it's great. Ladies and gents, the various winners right here in the car category when it comes to the SA Safari Rally. It's been sensational having you here. We will, of course, see you at the official awards ceremony a little later. Another massive round of applause, please, for our various winners. Thank you very much to Jean-Marc. Oh, Jean-Marc, let's grab in for a photo. Well done once again to Mario Franco and Jean Miranda capturing victory in the SSVs. Unfortunately, no David Zilla and Sebastian Sassana to join us in the Challenger. Of course, we had Henk and Brett winning the way in the ultimate class. And the man who certainly needs no introduction when it comes to motorsport, it is alongside Nasser Al-Attiyah, alongside Edward Bollinger. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, gents. Let's hear that.
We need to come next year.
There we go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for the official press conference. That is done and dusted. For now, enjoy yourself. We'll be back in just over an hour's time where we will do the official awards at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. See you a little later.
Welcome to the South African Safari Rally, where the big beasts of Rally Raid are preparing for a very special week. It's a brand new event in a brand new country and everybody's excited. It all starts in Sun City on the fringes of the Pilanesberg National Park.
You couldn't get a better location to combine safari and racing. So Sun City was the perfect place to host it. South Africans are big motorsport fans, Dakar fans, so to have it right here on our doorstep is something amazing. We want to make South Africa shine across the world and made the world aware that South Africa is very welcoming and that we can host events of this magnitude. I've got goosebumps when you look at the stage and you look at who's coming and who's here. We've got WRC World Champions, we've got W2RC World Champions, we've got Dakar Champions. Anybody can win, and it's going to be tough for man and for machine, I'm going to show you.
I think it's going to be really tricky. I think the navigation is going to play a huge role, and looking forward to how the sand specialists enjoy the South African bushveld.
The tracks here are quite twisty and technical. Each guy has to sort of grow with the terrain and learn as they go on.
Having as much fun as possible, full gas, and that's how you win the Safari Rally. And don't hit any animals, and you should be okay.
It's round 3 of the World Rally Raid Championship. Twists and turns guaranteed. The top bikers from KTM, Honda, Hero and Sherco are here to do battle on 2 wheels, and no question about the man to beat. Daniel Sanders has won 3 in a row, and the World Championship leader is keen to keep his hot streak going.
Absolutely, we want to keep the ball rolling, and yeah, so far feeling really good on the bike, and yeah, just want to start the race, get the prologue underway, and get back into the rhythm as quick as we can.
Well, it certainly didn't take him long. Sanders sending out an ominous warning to his rivals as he posted the quickest time of the day, 7 minutes and 8.1 seconds. The times count in the FAM classes, but more importantly, they help set the starting order for tomorrow, and Sanders will have the #1 pick.
Nice, short and intense prologue as we expected here. They were saying a lot of bush and tight, sort of enduro style, so yeah, it was good to get the win, and a lot of off-track excursions, missing some braking points, trying to push the limit, so that's what we had to do here to get up the front.
Well, Chucky's closest rival in the World Championship is Honda's Tosha Schreiner, who also happened to be his closest rival in today's 9-kilometre prologue. The Spaniard made 3 or 4 mistakes himself, but only dropped 4 seconds on Sanders. The top 3 in the championship were the top 3 on the day, in Rally GP at least, Ricky Brabeck completing the podium. After several days of shakedown, scrutineering and safari, more on that in a moment, the American's happy to be up and running, though it wasn't easy on these slippery grass tracks. Ross Branch said the opener caught him out a little bit as he overshot a few turns. The world champion's practically on home soil, only a few hours from his native Botswana, and he's super proud to be here with the #1 plate. He was the best hero today in 6th. Well, this is a big week for Bradley Cox, the only actual South African in the Rally GP class. As well as riding on home soil, he's making his debut as an official factory rider with Sherco, and it was a solid start, only 25 seconds off the pace. Mind out for that left turn though. Cox, the 11th quickest biker and 7th in Rally GP. Sanders picking up where he left off in Abu Dhabi. Adrian van Beveren was 4th, just a second behind Brabeck and 3 ahead of KTM's Luciano Benavides. Rally 2's Tobias Ebster has also stepped up to the professional ranks, joining Branch and Nacho Cornejo on the Hero team. The last-minute deal was made after Sebastian Bühler announced his retirement from the sport, and Ebster says it's a dream come true. He kicked off life as a pro by coming 3rd in the Prologue. Second in Rally 2 and 4th quickest of all bikers was Edgar Canet. At just 20 years of age, his future's bright and his future's orange. The Spaniard joined Red Bull KTM just before this year's Dakar. He's here to keep learning and improving, and he's off to an impressive start. But the fastest Rally 2 rider on the day was Michael Doherty. The South African says that lots of the terrain this week will be unfamiliar to him, but he was still the 3rd fastest biker on the Prologue, only 8 seconds down on Sanders. After dominating in Abu Dhabi, Iron Mike has laid down an early marker on home soil. Keep an eye on Rui Barbosa this week because the Chilean has real potential. He was 4th on the Prologue, ahead of Sherco's Harit Noah. This is round 2 of the World Cup for quads, and it's the CF Moto Thunder Racing teammates Antanas Kanopkinas and Gaëtan Martinez who topped the leaderboard after they completed a 1-2 in Abu Dhabi. Well, Frenchman Martinez was the quickest man out there today, beating Kanopkinas by all of 3 seconds. In between them was Poland's Marek Woj, who missed out by just a single second. Well, tight gaps indeed in the quads. Local rider Karine Thiessen was nearly 2 minutes back in 4th. A sunny day in South Africa, perfect for a bit of safari.
Thank you. Okay, welcome, sir. Thank you. Woo, made it. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Guys, welcome aboard this Kalahari Ferrari driving train for.
So after 3 days, a strong one from the bachelor head will just go and challenge the one in the breeding head.
One male will be responsible for all of those females. And he make all of them pregnant? What a guy. That is his job. What a dude.
Well, certainly an educational outing, and there was even time for a bit of show and tell.
Definitely are. Now you're gonna hold some. It's just grass.
It's grass. I came out of someone's butt. Here I am, holding elephant poo. Tobias.
The Pilanesberg National Park is home to some of nature's most majestic creatures, and our intrepid explorers were on their trail.
Hey, Roger, right there. Oh, Roger. Hey, it's right there. Go back up.
That's some way to start a rally raid. Nasser Al-Attiyah is undoubtedly the king of the savannah on 4 wheels, but the World Championship leader is up against enemies foreign and domestic this week.
If you see the entry list is really a lot, but it will be difficult, you know, for everyone.
And you don't want to share because you've been the world champion every year.
I try, you know, this is not easy, you know, to win 3 times world champion. Now to defend again, and we are leading, and this is not easy. I have a lot of pressure, but I like.
While Al-Attiyah had a solid prologue, his Dacia teammate Sebastian Loeb didn't get off to the best start. It has been a tough year for the French rally legend, with crashes at the Dakar and the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. Today, he lost 2.5 minutes after missing several junctions. Luckily, the times will be scrubbed overnight in the FIA classes, but Loeb will have to deal with a bit of traffic and no doubt quite a bit of dust in tomorrow's first stage. Well, speaking of rally legends, this event marks a comeback for Carlos Sainz and Nani Roma, who haven't raced for the Ford M Sport team since the Dakar. Roma says that he has always loved discovering new places, and on his first ever competitive outing in South Africa, he was the highest ranked foreign driver, 5th place in the Ford Raptor. The home hopefuls ran riot today. 14 of the 36 ultimate drivers are South African, and they locked out the top 4. Fourth quickest was Brian Baragwanath in his Century CR7T. He explained that with the grip improving as the day wore on, it was handy to have some cars in front of him. After coming agonisingly close to victory at the Dakar this year, Henk Lathaken is back in action on home soil. The South African has joined Toyota Gazoo Racing after many years with the team's South Africa wing, and despite overshooting the first corner, he didn't look too rusty in his first outing since January. 4 seconds down in third. SV Racing have entered domestic drivers Guy Botterill and Saud Variawa under the Toyota Gazoo Racing banner, and it was almost a dream first day for them. They have a new beige livery that pays tribute to the safari culture in this part of the world, and Variawa originally snatched the stage win. However, a 1-minute penalty for a false start sent him tumbling down the standings. He ended up 33rd on a day of very fine margins. Well, that pushed his teammate Botterill up into 2nd place, and he only missed out on the win by a single second. He admitted that despite being South African, he doesn't really know this area, and the navigation in W2RC is very different to the National Championship, which uses open GPS and markings. SVR, though, are determined to get a car on the overall podium. The Prologue victory went to Gareth Woolridge in his brand new Ford Ranger Evo Plus. Racing's in the blood for Gareth. He's competing for his father's team, Neil Woolridge Motorsport, with his older brother Lance acting as team principal. He and co-driver Boyd Dreyer were South African Rally Raid champions in 2023, and they're off to the perfect start. 5 seconds separating the top 5. Guillaume de Mevius, Lucas Moraes and João Ferreira were all in the top 10, with Sainz and Alatia only 10 seconds down in 11th and 12th. Well, this is definitely not how you want to start a rally raid. A despondent Dania Akil looking on after finishing on 3 wheels through no fault of her own. Just 1.7 k's into the Prologue, her Taurus T3 Max lost its right rear wheel due to a faulty part. She and Stéphane Duplay managed to slip-slide their way home, but they'll set off dead last tomorrow.
Look, honestly, I am very disappointed, but I am looking at the good side, which is that the Prologue times don't count. They are just for track position tomorrow. Yes, we will probably lose time in the dust, but we are still in the game. We are still racing.
Victory today went to their BBR teammate, Pau Navarro. There are only 7 challengers taking part in South Africa, but it's a strong field, featuring 3 of the top 5 from the Dakar. Navarro, who was 3rd in January, is looking to close the gap on the W2RC frontrunner Nicolas Cavigliasso. He took the win today by just 3 seconds. Adam Cush was 2nd fastest, followed by David Zile and Cavigliasso. Nasser's brother, Khalifa Alatia, completed the top 5. In the SSVs, it's all about the scrap between Alexander Pinto and Enrico Gaspari, who, as soon as they jump out of the car, are good friends. The Portuguese driver currently leads the Italian by 11 points, and he made a strong start, winning the Prologue by 15 seconds. There was even a 1-2 for the Old Friends rally team, as Jose Nogueira finished in 2nd place. Portugal making it a 1-2-3 with Mario Franco in 3rd, ahead of Gaspari and Michele Chinotto. It all kicks off properly tomorrow with the first full stage. Don't miss it and thanks for watching. Welcome to stage 2 of the South African Safari Rally. It's time for part 1 of the marathon as we attack the longest special of the week. There was a high-profile non-starter in Rally GP this morning, Tosha Schreiner. The Spaniard, who is second in the World Championship, crashed yesterday, damaging his Honda and his left hand. Get well soon. Ross Branch was delighted to get back to winning ways yesterday after what has been a tough 2025 so far. However, his ill fortune returned with a vengeance on stage 2 as he ground to a halt early on with mechanical issues. Here's what happened.
Just unlucky. I hit a big bird and broke the oil cooler, and there's no oil left in the bike.
The world champion did make it through, but lost over an hour and a half. It was a better day for his hero teammate, Nacho Cornejo. The Chilean struggles on this kind of terrain, so he spent a few months in Italy practicing on hardpack and enduro-style tracks. 6th place today, but he was some way behind the front runners. Well, Schreiner may be out, but we are still set for a scrap between KTM and Honda for overall victory. The trio in red couldn't quite match the duo in orange today, coming 3rd, 4th and 5th, but the gaps at the top are tight. Van Beveren is 3rd overall, and he was given time back after stopping to open 1 or 2 closed gates. Breivik was Honda's top performer on the stage, even if he dropped almost 5 minutes to the winner. The 2-time Dakar champion is just taking things day by day, and he's 3 minutes off the pace. Well, Skylar Howes was very unhappy with his navigation yesterday, but said today was much better. He had some fun winding his way through these savannah tracks, but he's over 20 minutes back overall. KTM, though, was simply on another level as they completed a 1-2. After his excellent job opening yesterday, Luciano Benavides was 2nd fastest and now 2nd overall. The Argentine determined to secure a podium after coming 4th at rounds 1 and 2. But up in 1st place, and it's becoming a familiar sight this season, was Mr. Daniel Sanders. Chucky already served notice of his pace yesterday after losing a lot of time early on, and today he managed to catch and pass the 2 riders in front of him, Breivik and Van Beveren. The World Championship frontrunner storming into the overall lead, even if not everything was perfect. Sanders just 32 seconds ahead of his teammate Benavides today, but nearly 5 minutes clear of Breivik. Bradley Cox was 15 minutes back in 7th place. It is looking like a 4-horse race between Sanders, Benavides, Van Beveren and Breivik. Roy Barbosa continues to gain experience in the Rally 2 class as he builds towards his first Dakar. The Chilean needs to complete the Safari Rally to rubber stamp his entry for 2026. He admits that navigation is his Achilles heel, but he's a fast learner and he's currently running 5th overall in class. Konrad Dabrowski is a place ahead of him in 4th, having made a solid start to life with the Bass World KTM team. The Pole says it can be pretty hairy going through these sections with the deep grass, but when you can see what's coming up, it's good fun. A few navigation errors today, costing him around 18 minutes. Well, just as Red Bull KTM dominated in Rally GP, they also dominated in Rally 2, with Edgar Canet taking his 2nd consecutive victory. The Spaniard did struggle a bit in the last 40 kilometres or so, but otherwise he was very happy with his pace. Canet winning by 6 minutes 14 from Mike Doherty, with Tobias Ebster completing the podium for Hero. The gaps are starting to open up overall, and Canet looks increasingly like the man to beat. Today's victory in the quads went to Antanas Kanopkinas. After some mechanical trouble yesterday, the Lithuanian had a cleaner run to beat his teammate Gaetan Martinez by nearly 5 minutes. With Marek Woy crashing out yesterday, it'll be a two-man tussle between the CF Moto Thunder Racing pair for supremacy in South Africa. 22 minutes and 2 seconds separate Martinez and Kanopkinas, with their rivals already well out of contention. Every morning in Rally Raid, riders and drivers head out into the unknown. So how exactly do their teams follow the action?
So we're here in the M Sport Ford bivouac. We've had a few cars into the stage. Let's go and have a look around and show you what goes on when a stage is live.
Welcome in the Dacia Sound Rider. It's a privilege, I guess, because we never enter nobody inside.
So yeah, we've got a mix, 13 people in here, a mix of engineers, sport inside.
We have one race engineer by car. He's directly linked with the driver.
Once the cars leave here, it's pretty much out of our control of what happens, but it's now a case of following the race.
We have just a few information. This is part of the rally head. You have to discover the track, so we don't have any information to not give to the car, and we don't have any link with the car.
As I say, it's can be worrying when you see the map stop or a bad split time, but yeah, there's literally nothing we can do at that point. When the car comes back, then obviously that's when the real work starts, particularly for the engineers, looking through all the data of what's happened in the day on the two cars, from the engine side to the chassis side, and the car's then ready to go again for tomorrow.
This wasn't a good day to be opening in the ultimate class. The first 5 men out of the gate all lost at least 10 minutes as they went this way and that way and then back the other way, trying desperately to find the right track. Well, Sebastian Loeb fared the best of the front runners, but he could only manage 10th place on the day. And the overnight leader, Henk Laterken, dropped a significant chunk of time in the latter part of the stage. He slips down to 5th place overall. The Ford Raptors of Carlos Sainz and Nani Roma also struggled to find their way, but apart from that, they avoided any major issues. El Matador absolutely thundering his way between the fields. He now sits just 4.5 minutes off the lead. Here's a less familiar name, Daniel Schroeder, who's been doing a fine job this week. The German's competing for the family team, PS Laser Racing, alongside his father Jürgen, and he began the day 7th overall as the leading privateer. In recent years, Daniel's been a regular at the South African Rally Raid Championship, so he knows these tracks, and he took another top 10 today. It was certainly better to start further back today and have some rabbits to chase, and between 8th and 10th looked like a bit of a sweet spot. Ryan Baragwanath came 5th for Century Racing, climbing up to 2nd place overall after a nice clean run. It wasn't all good news though for the South African manufacturer, as Frenchman Mathieu Serradori retired due to a slipping clutch. It's no major surprise to see the Toyota Gazoo racing team faring well here in South Africa, and after setting off 10th today, Seth Quintero propelled himself into the overall lead. The young American was 4th quickest on the day, so he'll also have a few lines to follow on stage 3. Talk about getting stuck in. At one point today, it was actually Nasser Al-Attiyah who topped the overall standings, but the World Championship leader incurred a 15-minute penalty for missing a waypoint, and that left Quintero top of the pile. The Qatari now sits down in 15th, so he has some work to do to claw his way back up the leaderboard. But as we know, he's going to give it his all until the very last kilometre.
It looked like not easy going, this weekend, but still we have 3 days and we try to do our best.
And how about today's stage victory? Well, it appeared to be going to Guillaume de Mévius, who did a brilliant job in the X-Raid Mini. While his teammate Joao Ferreira was halted by a broken differential, de Mévius was flying, but late penalties once again made the difference. 2 minutes for a missed waypoint, and he had to settle for third. Well, his loss was obviously somebody else's gain, or in this case two somebodies, Sayoud Variawa and Guy Botterill. The two SV Racing teammates began the day a long way back and absolutely made the most of it. Variawa, 20th out of the gate, finished just 55 seconds down in second place. Well, Botterill had a bad day yesterday, picking up 17 minutes of penalties for missed waypoints, but this was some way to strike back. The South African set off 41st this morning, and he always looked in contention for top spot. Originally, he was 12 seconds down on de Mévius when he got to the finish line, but the Belgian's penalty handed him the win.
Really happy for the team, really happy for my first World Championship win, stage win, so that was really good. Tomorrow's going to be a challenging day, opening the road, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
A South African 1-2 for Botterill and Variawa, with de Mévius in third. Quintero and Baragwanath rounded out the top 5. It's very close overall, just 2 minutes and 9 seconds separating the top 5. Nicolas Cavigliasso took the Stage 2 honours in the Challenger class. The Argentinian and his co-driving wife Valentina had a bit of misfortune yesterday, but today they charged right back into overall contention. Meanwhile, Dania Akil made the most of penalties elsewhere to jump up to second place. A much better day for the Saudi after she lost a wheel during the prologue. She's bottom of the standings, but only 8 minutes 37 off the pace. The day belonging to her BBR teammates. Khalifa Al-Attiyah was third ahead of Pau Navarro and David Zille, who both got 2-minute penalties. It is super close though, with only a minute and a half separating the top 3. After taking his first W2RC win in the SSVs yesterday, Mario Franco was chasing his first outright stage win today and came agonisingly close. But a 2-minute penalty for speeding meant he had to settle for second place. Instead, the victory went to Alexander Pinto and Bernardo Oliveira, who bounced back brilliantly after damaging their suspension arm yesterday. The Portuguese pair will now be looking to clamber their way up the standings and defend their World Championship lead. Pinto taking the day ahead of Franco and his closest W2RC rival Enrico Gaspari. Yesterday's stage winner Richard Axel came in fourth. Franco leads the rally by 2.5 minutes. The marathon continues tomorrow on Stage 3, so do join us then, and thanks for watching. Welcome to Stage 3 of the South African Safari Rally. Last night took the riders and drivers to the marathon camp in the heart of the wilderness. Well, let's rewind to yesterday afternoon when the bikers arrived at the marathon camp. The Rally GP boys had 30 minutes to work on their machines before they were locked up for the night. It was a busy one in particular for Ross Branch after he broke his oil cooler on stage 2. Well, once the bikes were sorted, it was time to set up the tent and settle in for a cold night.
Welcome to 5-star. Yeah, we get a mattress.
Well, Daniel Sanders was first off the line this morning, but could anybody catch the overall leader? It was great to see Branch back out there after he successfully patched up the hero. And not only did he get going again, he was absolutely flying, posting the best split times midway through the stage. He had to manage the oil a bit and didn't want to push too hard, but he still came in third fastest. There was another solid performance from Bradley Cox on the factory Sherco. Considering he only clocked a few hours on the bike before this rally, the South African's acquitting himself very nicely indeed, 7th on the stage.
Today was good. I had a good rhythm from the start and pretty much kept it there. I caught Nacho quite early on and we rode the whole day together. Some tricky nav at the end. Every day getting comfy on the bike. I think this is the main goal.
The race for the overall podium is hotting up and Ricky Brabeck wants to be on it. The American tried to push in the last 60k or so, but it didn't go quite as planned. A crash and then exhaust issues, but he still did enough to go third overall ahead of his teammate Adrian van Beveren. Now, time for a hot shower and a good night's sleep. Once again, though, it was Red Bull KTM laying down the law. Luciano Benavides is adapting well to South Africa and said he really enjoyed the day. He was even topping the timesheets at kilometre 90. And while he ended up surrendering a little bit of time later on, he did strengthen his grip on second place overall. But right now, there's nothing anybody can do to contain Daniel Sanders. The 30-year-old opened all day long, but despite the navigational challenges that brings, he was still the fastest man on two wheels. After Morocco, Dakar and Abu Dhabi, Chucky is on course for a 4th straight overall win.
A lot of animals there today. I'm pretty sure I saw everything. A lot of traffic on the track with the animals, but we just had to push through the day and try not to lose any time. And in the end, we made some time, so it was really good. Yeah.
Sanders winning by 1 minute 37 from Benavides and 2:39 from Branch, with Brabeck and Van Beveren making up the top 5. The two KTM riders are now separated by 2 minutes and 48 seconds overall, with the chasing Honda trio all losing ground today. Another day and another victory for Edgar Canet in Rally 2. The young KTM rider is absolutely running riot, and even if he made a few rookie mistakes today, he extended his overall lead to more than 18 minutes. Well, Canet admits that he is really comparing himself now to the top guys in Rally GP.
The riders in front is 2 steps in front of me, I think, now, but yeah, he's trying to arrive there. Keep pushing, keep training, and yeah, of course, one day you want to be one of the top riders.
Roy Barbosa enjoyed his best day of the rally so far. The Chilean says he isn't really focusing on his results this week, but simply on improving his navigation. After struggling to find the right lines yesterday, he was happy to get through without any major issues, finishing in 3rd place. Home hopeful Moritz Meiring was a last-minute entry to this safari rally, and he also impressed today in 5th place. The South African has an enduro background, and now he's trying to get to grips with Rally Raid. So far, so good. He sits in 6th place overall. Canet winning the stage from Mike Doherty with Barbosa 3rd. Tobias Ebster got some time back today due to a malfunctioning roadbook, and he was 4th. In the overall, Canet leads Ebster by 18 minutes and 16 seconds. Gaëtan Martinez picked up his third win of the week in the quads. The Frenchman caught his teammate Antanas Kanopkinas and they stayed together until the end. He is now relishing the prospect of a scrap for overall glory.
Yeah, we are here to enjoy, so we'll still continue racing. I know we are only the both of us now, so still the goal is to bring both quads to the finish line, but we will still enjoy it and do racing as we know.
Martinez leads by 24 minutes and 11 seconds with 2 stages to go. Back to yesterday's marathon camp, with the Ultimate crews giving their vehicles a once-over after a gruelling stage. No time limit, but a limit to what you can do. And with no assistance teams or service parks, the atmosphere is rather unique.
It's something so nice because we are all drivers together in a beautiful place. Really nice to have this kind of moment all together. This sport is, for this kind of moment, this sport is really, really amazing compared to other sports. So this is why I'm here and this is why I enjoy.
Frost greeted the drivers this morning after a very chilly night in the tent, with temperatures of only a few degrees Celsius.
I tell you, it was very, very cold. That's the summary of it. I didn't expect to be that cold, but yeah, we managed and are ready for the second legs of the marathon.
It was certainly better to start further back today and have some rabbits to chase. And between
Good program. Yeah, always, eh? Yeah. Looks different from the top.
Cheers, lads. We do our best. Now, there was a bit of everything out there today for the Toyota Gazoo racing team, who still have 3 crews in overall contention. Seth Quintero was the overnight leader, but he lost more than 10.5 minutes. He wasn't too unhappy about it, though, and said the car was amazing. The American planning a big push tomorrow. Lucas Moraes has been flying under the radar, but he briefly led the rally today until a 1-minute speeding penalty dropped him to 4th. But the Brazilian is still on the hunt, and so too is Henk Latergen. The South African's charge was hindered by a broken drive shaft, but he is only 30 seconds off the lead. It's a proper roller coaster.
No, to be honest, this race is crazy because we are starting always in 6 or 7 and we finish 6 or 7 and the guys are first, 15, second or 14 and we are there. So I hope we can keep doing it, and tomorrow we are in a great position. And yeah, the car is unbelievable. So tomorrow, big push again.
Well, Carlos Sainz has been on that yo-yo that Moraes just described. Second on stage 1, 12th yesterday, and second again today. El Matador is happy to have found his rhythm quickly after several months out of the car. Not the best starting position tomorrow, but he says you can only push and see what happens. Sebastian Loeb described this as a difficult day, but by the end of it, he was actually leading the Safari Rally. The Frenchman finished up 4th quickest and said he was happy with the performance of the Dacia Sandrider. Now he just wants to bring the car to the finish line with the best possible results.
I was not so happy in the stage finally, but at the end I think everybody struggled a bit in the stage because it was really difficult. So yeah, now we are leading the rally. That was a surprise at the end of the day, but it's a good news. So we'll know it's two long days to go, but at the moment it's going well.
We haven't spoken too much about Martin Prokop this week, but the Czech privateer has been his usual consistent self in or around the top 10. He got his car, Shrek, safely through the marathon despite gearbox and braking issues. He only trails the leader now by 4.5 minutes. He is lying in 9th place overall. Mattia Serradori had big mechanical problems yesterday, which meant a late night of repairs at the marathon camp and setting off today in 48th place. But he did a brilliant job slicing his way through the traffic to post the third fastest time. The Frenchman enjoying the challenges here in South Africa. He says this rally is an extraordinary experience. But the fastest man on the day ahead of Sainz and Serradori was Nasser Al-Attiyah. The Qatari's overall hopes took a huge blow yesterday when he incurred a 15-minute penalty for missing a waypoint. Without that, he would have a handsome overall lead.
A lot of navigation in the stage, and we don't take any risk, but okay. I'm quite happy, to win the stage. Except yesterday, the 15-minute penalty. This has put us completely out of the podium. But still 2 days, I will try to do my best, tomorrow.
Al-Attiyah beating Sainz by 2 minutes and 5 seconds on the day, with only 8 minutes and 5 seconds separating the top 10. It is incredibly close overall, a measly 56 seconds between the top 4 crews. Adam Kush was putting it all out there in the challenges today, powering his way to third place on the stage. The pole is also up to third overall after Pau Navarro lost more than half an hour. Nicolas Cavigliasso is determined to extend his overall lead in the W2RC. He's been playing it smart, not pushing too hard to bring the car home in one piece. Second place today. But victory went to David Zile, who praised both his team, PPR, and his co-driver, Sebastian Cesana. It's his second stage win of the week, and he leads by nearly 3 minutes. Khalifa Al-Attiyah was fourth fastest for the NASA Racing team, only 20 seconds behind Kush, with Danya Akil closing out the top 5. It's tight at the top, 2 minutes 56, separating the top 2. Jose Nogueira took his best result of the week in the SSVs, finishing second. But it was a day of mixed fortunes for the Old Friends Rally team, as their W2RC leader, Alexandre Pinto, lost almost 50 minutes. The stage victory went to another Portuguese driver, Mario Franco, who has been improving day by day. He and his co-driver, João Miranda, did a fine job to conquer this tough outing by more than 7 minutes.
A very difficult stage, but we work together and we win. It's very happy. I'm very happy, and work to in the final win.
Axel Chinotto and Gayoso completed the top 5, with Pinto down in 9th, but ahead of his biggest W2RC rival Enrico Gaspari. Franco leads Axel by 10.5 minutes overall. Join us again tomorrow for Stage 4, and thanks for watching.
South Africa so far has been really good. We're ready to lead out the last stage, so it's not over yet. We still have a big task ahead of us, and we just got to make sure we don't do anything too silly and get lost.
The level here in South Africa is a Dakar level. I mean, a lot of tricky places. The people who make the road book did also some super tricky choice, and it's super challenging.
For me, like a guy who is driving, it's very important to win the stage, because you then trust yourself more and more. It's very important for tomorrow and very important for other race where I will go.
To have the race here and to showcase South Africa, I think it's pretty incredible. It's such a special place with so much to offer.
First time I started doing rallies, I already thought, I was like, South Africa will be the perfect place for rallies.
We are a big motorsport country.
I hope we have the local advantage.
I'm really happy that I can be part of it. Yeah, it's just a great honor for us to host a round of the W2RC in South Africa.
Welcome to the South African Safari Rally, where the big beasts of Rally Raid are preparing for a very special week. It's a brand new event in a brand new country and everybody's excited. It all starts in Sun City on the fringes of the Pilanesberg National Park.
You couldn't get a better location to combine safari and racing. So Sun City was the perfect place to host it. South Africans are big motorsport fans, Dakar fans, so to have it right here on our doorstep is something amazing. We want to make South Africa shine across the world and made the world aware that South Africa is very welcoming and that we can host events of this magnitude. I've got goosebumps when you look at the stage and you look at who's coming and who's here. We've got WRC World Champions, we've got W2RC World Champions, we've got Dakar Champions. Anybody can win, and it's going to be tough for man and for machine, I'm going to show you.
I think it's going to be really tricky. I think the navigation is going to play a huge role, and looking forward to how the sand specialists enjoy the South African bushveld.
The tracks here are quite twisty and technical. Each guy has to sort of grow with the terrain and learn as they go on.
Having as much fun as possible, full gas, and that's how you win the Safari Rally. And don't hit any animals, and you should be okay.
It's round 3 of the World Rally Raid Championship. Twists and turns guaranteed. The top bikers from KTM, Honda, Hero and Sherco are here to do battle on 2 wheels, and no question about the man to beat. Daniel Sanders has won 3 in a row, and the World Championship leader is keen to keep his hot streak going.
Absolutely, we want to keep the ball rolling, and yeah, so far feeling really good on the bike, and yeah, just want to start the race, get the prologue underway and get back into the rhythm as quick as we can.
Well, it certainly didn't take him long. Sanders sending out an ominous warning to his rivals as he posted the quickest time of the day, 7 minutes and 8.1 seconds. The times count in the FAM classes, but more importantly, they help set the starting order for tomorrow, and Sanders will have the #1 pick.
Nice, short and intense prologue as we expected here. They were saying a lot of bush and tight, sort of enduro style, so yeah, it was good to get the win, and a lot of off-track excursions, missing some braking points, trying to push the limit, so that's what we had to do here to get up the front.
Well, Chucky's closest rival in the World Championship is Honda's Tosha Schreiner, who also happened to be his closest rival in today's 9-kilometre prologue. The Spaniard made 3 or 4 mistakes himself, but only dropped 4 seconds on Sanders. The top 3 in the championship were the top 3 on the day, in Rally GP at least, Ricky Brabeck completing the podium. After several days of shakedown, scrutineering and safari, more on that in a moment, the American's happy to be up and running, though it wasn't easy on these slippery grass tracks. Ross Branch said the opener caught him out a little bit as he overshot a few turns. The world champion's practically on home soil, only a few hours from his native Botswana, and he's super proud to be here with the #1 plate. He was the best hero today, in 6th. Well, this is a big week for Bradley Cox, the only actual South African in the Rally GP class. As well as riding on home soil, he's making his debut as an official factory rider with Sherco, and it was a solid start, only 25 seconds off the pace. Mind out for that left turn, though. Cox, the 11th quickest biker and 7th in Rally GP. Sanders picking up where he left off in Abu Dhabi. Adrian van Beveren was 4th, just a second behind Brabeck, and 3 ahead of KTM's Luciano Benavides. Rally 2's Tobias Ebster has also stepped up to the professional ranks, joining Branch and Nacho Cornejo on the Hero team. The last-minute deal was made after Sebastian Bühler announced his retirement from the sport, and Ebster says it's a dream come true. He kicked off life as a pro by coming 3rd in the prologue. Second in Rally 2 and 4th quickest of all bikers was Edgar Canet. At just 20 years of age, his future's bright and his future's orange. The Spaniard joined Red Bull KTM just before this year's Dakar. He's here to keep learning and improving, and he's off to an impressive start. But the fastest Rally 2 rider on the day was Michael Doherty. The South African says that lots of the terrain this week will be unfamiliar to him, but he was still the third fastest biker on the Prologue, only 8 seconds down on Sanders. After dominating in Abu Dhabi, Iron Mike has laid down an early marker on home soil. Keep an eye on Rui Barbosa this week because the Chilean has real potential. He was fourth on the Prologue, ahead of Sherco's Harit Noah. This is round 2 of the World Cup for quads, and it's the CF Moto Thunder Racing teammates Antanas Kanopkinas and Gaëtan Martinez who topped the leaderboard after they completed a 1-2 in Abu Dhabi. Well, Frenchman Martinez was the quickest man out there today, beating Kanopkinas by all of 3 seconds. In between them was Poland's Marek Woj, who missed out by just a single second. Well, tight gaps indeed in the quads. Local rider Karine Thiessen was nearly 2 minutes back in fourth. A sunny day in South Africa, perfect for a bit of safari.
Thank you. Okay, welcome, sir. Thank you.
Woo, made it. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Guys, welcome aboard this Kalahari Ferrari driving train for.
So after 3 days, a strong one from the bachelor head will just go and challenge the one in the breeding head.
One male will be responsible for all of those females. And he make all of them pregnant? What a guy. That is his job. What a dude.
Well, certainly an educational outing, and there was even time for a bit of show and tell.
Definitely are. Now you're going to hold something. It's just grass.
It's grass. I came out of someone's butt. Here I am, holding elephant poo. Tobias!
The Pilanesberg National Park is home to some of nature's most majestic creatures, and our intrepid explorers were on their trail.
Oh, Roger, right there. Oh, Roger. Hey, it's right there. Back up.
That's some way to start a rally raid. Nasser Al-Attiyah is undoubtedly the king of the savannah on 4 wheels, but the World Championship leader is up against enemies foreign and domestic this week.
If you see the entry list is really a lot, but it will be difficult, you know, for everyone.
And you don't want to share because you've been the world champion every year.
I try, you know, this is not easy, you know, to win 3 times world champion. Now to defend again, and we are leading, and this is not easy. I have a lot of pressure, but I like.
While Al-Attiyah had a solid prologue, his Dacia teammate Sebastian Loeb didn't get off to the best start. It has been a tough year for the French rally legend, with crashes at the Dakar and the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. Today, he lost 2.5 minutes after missing several junctions. Luckily, the times will be scrubbed overnight in the FIA classes, but Loeb will have to deal with a bit of traffic and no doubt quite a bit of dust in tomorrow's first stage. Well, speaking of rally legends, this event marks a comeback for Carlos Sainz and Nani Roma, who haven't raced for the Ford M Sport team since the Dakar. Roma says that he has always loved discovering new places, and on his first ever competitive outing in South Africa, he was the highest ranked foreign driver, 5th place in the Ford Raptor. The home hopefuls ran riot today. 14 of the 36 ultimate drivers are South African, and they locked out the top 4. Fourth quickest was Brian Baragwanath in his Century CR7T. He explained that with the grip improving as the day wore on, it was handy to have some cars in front of him. After coming agonisingly close to victory at the Dakar this year, Henk Latheken is back in action on home soil. The South African has joined Toyota Gazoo Racing after many years with the team's South Africa wing, and despite overshooting the first corner, he didn't look too rusty in his first outing since January. 4 seconds down in third. SV Racing have entered domestic drivers Guy Botterill and Saud Variawa under the Toyota Gazoo Racing banner, and it was almost a dream first day for them. They have a new beige livery that pays tribute to the safari culture in this part of the world, and Variawa originally snatched the stage win. However, a 1-minute penalty for a false start sent him tumbling down the standings. He ended up 33rd on a day of very fine margins. Well, that pushed his teammate Botterill up into second place, and he only missed out on the win by a single second. He admitted that despite being South African, he doesn't really know this area, and the navigation in W2RC is very different to the National Championship, which uses open GPS and markings. SVR, though, are determined to get a car on the overall podium. The Prologue victory went to Gareth Woolridge in his brand new Ford Ranger Evo Plus. Racing's in the blood for Gareth. He's competing for his father's team.
Don't hit any animals, and you should be okay.
It's round 3 of the World Rally Raid Championship. Twists and turns guaranteed. The top bikers from KTM, Honda, Hero and Sherco are here to do battle on two wheels, and no question about the man to beat. Daniel Sanders has won 3 in a row, and the World Championship leader is keen to keep his hot streak going.
Absolutely, we want to keep the ball rolling, and yeah, so far feeling really good on the bike, and yeah, just want to start the race, get the prologue underway, and get back into the rhythm as quick as we can.
Well, it certainly didn't take him long. Sanders sending out an ominous warning to his rivals as he posted the quickest time of the day, 7 minutes and 8.1 seconds. The times count in the FIM classes, but more importantly, they help set the starting order for tomorrow, and Sanders will have the #1 pick.
Nice, short and intense prologue as we expected here. They were saying a lot of bush and tight, sort of enduro style. So yeah, it was good to get the win, and a lot of off-track excursions, missing some braking points, trying to push the limit. So that's what we had to do here to get up the front.
Well, Chucky's closest rival in the World Championship is Honda's Tosha Schreiner, who also happened to be his closest rival in today's 9-kilometre prologue. The Spaniard made 3 or 4 mistakes himself, but only dropped 4 seconds on Sanders. The top 3 in the championship were the top 3 on the day, in Rally GP at least. Ricky Brabeck completing the podium. After several days of shakedown, scrutineering and safari, more on that in a moment, the American's happy to be up and running, though it wasn't easy on these slippery grass tracks. Ross Branch said the opener caught him out a little bit as he overshot a few turns. The world champion's practically on home soil, only a few hours from his native Botswana, and he's super proud to be here with the #1 plate. He was the best hero today in 6th. Well, this is a big week for Bradley Cox, the only actual South African in the Rally GP class. As well as riding on home soil, he's making his debut as an official factory rider with Sherco, and it was a solid start, only 25 seconds off the pace. Mind out for that left turn though. Cox, the 11th quickest biker and 7th in Rally GP. Sanders picking up where he left off in Abu Dhabi. Adrian van Beveren was 4th, just a second behind Brabeck, and 3 ahead of KTM's Luciano Benavides. Rally 2's Tobias Ebster has also stepped up to the professional ranks, joining Branch and Nacho Cornejo on the Hero team. The last-minute deal was made after Sebastian Bühler announced his retirement from the sport, and Ebster says it's a dream come true. He kicked off life as a pro by coming 3rd in the prologue. Second in Rally 2 and 4th quickest of all bikers was Edgar Canet. At just 20 years of age, his future's bright and his future's orange. The Spaniard joined Red Bull KTM just before this year's Dakar. He's here to keep learning and improving, and he's off to an impressive start. But the fastest Rally 2 rider on the day was Michael Doherty. The South African says that lots of the terrain this week will be unfamiliar to him, but he was still the 3rd fastest biker on the prologue, only 8 seconds down on Sanders. After dominating in Abu Dhabi, Iron Mike has laid down an early marker on home soil. Keep an eye on Roy Barbosa this week because the Chilean has real potential. He was 4th on the prologue, ahead of Sherco's Harit Noah. This is round 2 of the World Cup for quads. It's the CS Moto Thunder Racing teammates Antanas Calafinas and Gaetan Martinez who topped the leaderboard after they completed a 1-2 in Abu Dhabi. Well, Frenchman Martinez was the quickest man out there today, beating Calafinas by all of 3 seconds. In between them was Poland's Marek Woj, who missed out by just a single second. Well, tight gaps indeed in the quads. Local rider Karine Thiessen was nearly 2 minutes back in 4th. A sunny day in South Africa, perfect for a bit of safari.
Thank you. Okay, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Woo, made it.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Guys, welcome aboard this Kalahari Ferrari driving train for.
So after 3 days, a strong one from the bachelor head will just go and challenge the one in the breeding head.
One male will be responsible for all of those females. And he make all of them pregnant? What a guy. That is his job. What a dude.
Well, certainly an educational outing, and there was even time for a bit of show and tell.
Definitely are. Now you're gonna hold something. It's just grass.
It's grass. I came out of someone's butt. Here I am, holding elephant poo. Tobias!
The Pilanesberg National Park is home to some of nature's most majestic creatures, and our intrepid explorers were on their trail.
Oh, Roger, right there. I'm Roger. Hey, it's right there. Shh. Back up.
That's some way to start a rally raid. Nasser Al-Attiyah is undoubtedly the king of the savannah on 4 wheels, but the World Championship leader is up against enemies foreign and domestic this week.
If you see the entry list is really a lot, but it will be difficult, you know, for everyone.
And you don't want to share because you've been the world champion every year.
I try, you know, this is not easy, you know, to win 3 times world champion, now to defend again, and we are leading, and this is not easy. I have a lot of pressure, but I like.
While Al-Attiyah had a solid prologue, his Dacia teammate Sebastian Loeb didn't get off to the best start. It has been a tough year for the French rally legend, with crashes at the Dakar and the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. Today, he lost 2.5 minutes after missing several junctions. Luckily, the times will be scrubbed overnight in the FIA classes, but Loeb will have to deal with a bit of traffic and no doubt quite a bit of...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final celebrations to close out what has been an amazing week of racing out here. The 3rd round of the W2 RCs and the first ever running of the South African Safari Rally. It has been an absolutely honor to have everyone out here from around the world, coming from across the globe, from across Southern Africa, to come and see the spectacle that is World Rally Raid racing. I think it has been a huge success. Some spectacular racing, some great results, and we're going to be going through everything tonight, starting things with our W2 RC ceremony. That starts things out with the FIM classes. That is, of course, our quads and our motorcycles, and then moving forward into the FIAs. The production crews have put together a best of video as well. We're going to be chatting to a few dignitaries, everything happening behind the scenes, and obviously the awards and the points on the plate is what it's all about. So I will be your host tonight, as I have been throughout the rest of the racing week. My name is Matt Smith, and it is my pleasure to host the final prize giving. Thanks, guys. Renter fans down there, thanks guys. We appreciate the support, we really do. All right, we're gonna get our FIM president to come on stage. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Jorge Viegas, who's going to come and have a chat with us. We'll bring you to the center of the stage. For all you guys, you normally see George on the podiums at the MotoGPs and out there. George, tell me about your reaction to this amazing Safari Rally.
Thank you. You mentioned the MotoGP. You know I should be in Silverstone today, but I prefer to be with you. Thank you. You know, it's the first time we have the Rally World Championship in South Africa, and this country deserves it. We need to have more races in Africa. So saying this, I think it was quite a good race. I mean, the KTM boys are much more happy than the others, but this, what can you do? But in Silverstone, they were not so good, that's for sure. So, we are going to start with I would like to congratulate the winners, the ones that didn't win but made their best effort. Also the car drivers, because I know they made everything they can. And I would like to congratulate especially the organization, because the people from the local organization, they were outstanding. And of course, the officials from the FIM and the people from the promoter. So thank you so much and have a nice party tonight.
Thank you so much. Mr. Jorges is going to be helping us out with the handouts. If you've heard me talking about the quads, that is going to be our first sign-up. In South Africa, we have a great quad following. We've had some amazing champions going out and racing Dakar and taking down regional and national championships to see the quad racing on the highest level possible, and that is out here at the rounds of the Cross Country World Championship Racing Tour. Our pleasure to introduce your quad winner coming out of the first ever running of the SA Safari Rally for CF Moto Thunder Racing. Make some noise for Jitan Martinez. We'll bring them to the front so we can get a fantastic photo. Of course, we know that CF Moto Thunder Racing is dominating the first and second place runnings in the championship for 2025. And Jitan Martinez for CF Moto Thunder Racing becomes your inaugural Safari Rally champion. Moving forward into Rally 2, and with Rally 2 we saw 3 dominant performances from the riders that were chasing the podiums and chasing the cheese to understand which layer of the podium they were going to be standing on. Without further ado, for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, one of the young up-and-coming superstars of the sport, Edgar Canet is your Rally 2 champion. Rally 2 giving us our biggest motorcycle entry here at the SA Safari Rally. And once again, Rally 2 winner Edgar Canet running the numbers and getting a huge points haul to go forward into the rest of the 2025 championship. Continuing with our FIM categories and speeding things forward, this is for our FIM Rally 2 World Cup Teams Award, and that is going to be going to Bass World KTM Team Racing. If Bass World can come on up here and accept that amazing reward, taking the team's victory out here for Rally 2. A huge fielding of riders, great support for the Rally 2 pinners out there. Once again, Bass World Team KTM Racing getting the biscuits on the top step and getting the team award for Rally 2. And then we move forward into Rally GPs. If you didn't know the name already, you should know it now. Once again, Chucky Daniel Sanders takes the big win for Rally GPs for his team, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. On the World Cup Tour, counting the last win last year as well, that gives Chucky and KTM 4 in a row, as it is now the perfect season thus far. 3 wins on the bounce in 2025 and 2 rounds to go. Chucky is your Safari champion. And our final award for our W2RC ceremonies, our FIM Manufacturers Award here at round number 3 of the tour, will go to Team Orange, KTM. Team boss for KTM is going to come up and get that. I spoke to him a little bit earlier when we had our media press conference. He said he can't be happier than that. All bikes came home, no mechanicals, no punches. 2 of his GP riders going 1 and 2, and his other rider going first place in Rally 2. KTM having the perfect day at the office here at the Safari. Thank you so much for Mr. George Viegas for helping us out with our FIMs. We'll move forward now into FIA and Mr. Rodrigo Rocha, our FIA Vice President for Sport Africa, joining us on the stage. So it's been our pleasure to host you here. I know you've got a speech. If you'd like to use the lectern, that's absolutely perfect. Let me set you up here.
Thank you very much, and ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and of course, motorsport champions. It is a both privilege and a moment of pride to stand here before you as we conclude this extraordinary round of the 2025 World Rally Raid Championship hosted in South Africa. Let me begin by acknowledging the leadership of my friend and president, Mr. Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Under the stewardship of Mohammed, the FIA has not only reversed a staggered €2 million deficit, but also transformed it into a sustainable €4 million surplus in just 4 years. This financial stability is the bedrock upon which we continue to build a more inclusive, global, and sustainable future for our motorsport. I would like also to recognize the presence of several distinguished guests whose support and leadership have been instrumental to the success of this event. Please accept my knowledge of presence of Mr. George Viegas, President of the Fédération Internationale de Motocyclisme, a tireless advocate of collaboration and unity across our sporting disciplines, like the W2RC. Mr. Anton Roux, Chairman of Motorsport South Africa, whose leadership continues to drive the growth of motorsport in this region. Mr. Vic Maharaj, CEO of Motorsport South Africa, and my valued deputy at the FIA World Motorsport Council, whose expertise and commitment ensured this event's seamless execution. And of course, our Archie. Where is Archie? He's here. President of the organizing committee, which delivered a world-class event as this one was. This event marks a landmark moment not only for South Africa, but for the entire region. Alongside with the WRC Safari Rally in Kenya, this is one of the 2 world events rounds currently held in Africa. And yet, it carries a significance that goes far beyond competition. It symbolizes our continent growing, contrarily in the global motorsport landscape. With nearly 100 vehicles participating and representing multiple nations, this rally has tested the best of the world against the unique challenges of the African bushveld. From the rugged trails of the Northwest Province and the unforgiving tracks of Limpopo, it has been a masterclass in the endurance, skills, and spirit. But no one in this would have been possible without the dedicated officials, marshals, and volunteers who have worked long hours, weeks, and months, often behind the scenes, to make this event a success. From logistics to safety, from timing to technical checks, your commitment and passion from the backbone of Rally Raid and one of the most sports broadly. A special thank to all FIA officials who have dedicated their passion to this event and in some cases with huge personal sacrifices. To all of you, thank you. This event is a success because all of your efforts. Our vision extends beyond the elite competition. It includes the Affordable Cross-Car Project, the FIA initiative designed to make motorsport more accessible to all. This program is building an entry-level sustainable pathway for young talent, creating a bridge from grassroots to greatness. We envision the future where more African children can dream of rallying and realize those dreams with machines that are affordable, safe, and environmentally responsible. This event, jointly sanctioned by the FIA and FIM, is also a celebration of what is possible when our federations work hand in hand. So, once again, thank you, George, for being part of all of this. As we close this chapter, I would like us to carry a momentum of energy and a sense of shared purpose as we have felt here. Africa is not merely participating in a world motorsport, it is helping to shape its future. So thank you all, and I hope to see everyone in the next event. Thank you.
Fantastic to have Rodrigo Rocha hanging out with us. He's had nothing but kind words for the whole way through the event. He's going to be hanging up with us on the stage as we go forward with our FIA handouts. We'll start things out with our SSVs, the guys that have had some of the longest and toughest days in the saddle. They've been out there coming home on the liaison sections in the freezing cold and the darkness of African nights, and they are still in the race and rocking and rolling with us. If they get onto the podium, they did a very good job of work throughout the racing on the 7 days. For the SSVs, your winner for Franco Sports is Mario Franco and João Miranda. The SSV team are making their way up here. Of course, let's run through the week. Monday, we had a 9-kilometer prologue, and then we had a good long stage to understand how things were going to be running going forward onto Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday were the big marathon stages. Yesterday was the longest stage of the rally, and today, a short sprint stage to decide the winners. And in often, the characters did come good at the final time of asking. Once again, winning out in the SSVs for Franco Sport, Mario Franco and João Miranda. Our next celebration will move us forward into the Challenger category. We have seen one team rise to the top the whole way through 2025 thus far. They had some big celebrations on the podium just an hour or two ago. So welcome to the stage once again for BBA Motorsports, David Ziller and Sebastian Sassana. A couple of stage wins and consistent finishes throughout the rally see them eventually arriving onto the very top step. A super happy crew locking out the podium once again. BBL Motorsport, David Ziller on the wheel, Sassana on the notes, your Challenger winners at the inaugural running of the Safari. And now we move forward into our ultimate category, designated as the T1 Pluses. These are the big wheel rock and roll superstars that were running the biggest pace the whole way through the event. It is our absolute pleasure, South Africa, make some noise and go wild and crazy for Toyota Gazoo Racing's Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings from South Africa. A story of changing teams just moments before coming into the rally. Multiple South African champions on the driver and navigator side, and it did come down to the final stage of racing. They were literally seconds in it going into the last 118 kilometers, and it did come down to whoever was going to be able to go out there and take the biggest risks. So once again, let's get these guys down here. Make some noise for Toyota Gazoo Racing's Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings. Not too far away, we're also going to be presenting the Manufacturers Award. So in the meantime, until we get Henk and Brett up here, let's go forward with our Manufacturers Award. No big surprise to see it going to Toyota Gazoo Racing. So let's get them up here on the stage. The guys that have built these amazing cars that are able to go out and take stage and overall victories. So we'll get our representatives up here from Toyota Gazoo Racing to take the Manufacturers Winner Award in the FIA category. Don't worry, I'll tell some jokes just now as well. Here's the lads on their way. Fantastic to see these guys. They have been absolute rock stars, fielding more cars than any other manufacturer out here on the categories as well. The Toyota Gazoo machine, we all know it very well from racing on SA shores, but they take so many victories across in Europe and it's in Saudi Arabia. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Toyota Gazoo Racing winning out on the FIA Manufacturers Award here at the Safari. All right, I've got my final time, so it's going to be a last call coming in for Toyota Gazoo Racing's Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings. I'm sure the media are trying to get a piece of them after they walked away with that incredible win. So, these lads in the car, so they're rolling in. So they're going to be coming up on stage. They are bringing this incredible machine. The race-winning wagon is coming on up here. The new Repsol colors, get used to. Henk running in Toyota Gazoo. We are very familiar with that branding, but now coming out of the European-based side of the squad. Repsol colors on. So make some noise on the stage for Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings, your inaugural Safari champions. As we said on the event, such a great story, able to run the pace in the front, never too far away from running inside of the top three. Very au fait with this style of terrain, and it was an extremely aggressive push on the final day that gave them the ultimate reward, the big win on the final day at the SA Safari Rally, round number 3 of the W2RCs. Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings from South Africa are your champions. There's so much media. The internet is going absolutely wild at the moment at the news of SA driver and navigator winning in an SA-built car on SA soil. You can't say more than that. It is going to be wild and crazy. There's going to be so much information coming out of the ticking internet from now on. Thank you to Mr. Rodrigo Rocha, our FIA Vice President for Sport Africa. I'm now going to be handing and inviting across onto the stage Mr. Anton Roux, our Chairman of Motorsport South Africa. He's going to have a few words with you. So make some noise for Mr. Anton Roux.
Thanks, Matt. Good evening, everybody. Well, first of all, to all the competitors, thank you for entering. And then after 1,500 kilometers of racing, to end up in a scenario where the top 2 guys differ by 39 seconds is truly amazing. We have around about 100 competitors here from 23 different countries. And we really, other than the racing, we threw everything at you that we could. We've given you some lions and other animals. We've given you some extreme heat. You froze to death on the marathon stage. And then we really gave you some challenging tents to fold as well after that. And the navigation was tough. Most of you don't realize if you missed a couple of waypoints, you would have ended up in Botswana. To the foreign media, we scared you with snakes, spiders, and elephant dung. But yet, all of you decided to stay and come back. I listened to the race interviews with the press afterwards, and all of you want to come back. And that is most probably the biggest compliment you can give South Africa. So thank you very much. To the team that's running around behind me, Archie, Sandra, Evan, Steve, thank you. Thank you for making us all proud. To my MSA colleagues, my FIA and my FIM colleagues, thank you very much. To the roundabout 100 marshals that's been all around the country, some of them up to 400 kilometers away from here, thank you very much. And then you'll also notice that there's 26 medical crew running around here, ready to deal with anything that you can take. So after a long week, all I can say is thank you. Please come join us afterwards for some South African wine and great hospitality, and we really hope to see you all back soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anton Roux. And now he's been referred to You should know him by name now. He's our CEO, the man that came up with the plan here to run this amazing event. Make some noise for Archie Rutherford.
I'm not sure about the noise part, but welcome everybody. Wow. Can you actually believe it? A World Championship event right here in South Africa, Sun City, Northwest Province. It's been absolutely fantastic. A lot of dust out there. I was covered in dust today, but an event like this fills us with pride. Pride not only for Motorsport South Africa, for motorsport enthusiasts, but for South Africa as a whole. I mean, to bring a World Championship here is truly phenomenal. We've made history. All of us here, all the marshals, the communities, the enthusiasts, the competitors, the crews, we've been part of history in the making, and it's great for us, and it's a very proud moment for us and the organisation committee. So it's a big thank you to everybody who attended. This race has exceeded our expectations. We were concerned we only had 7 months to prepare for the event, but we pulled it through. A lot of hard work, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the FIA and the FIM and the ASO for putting their confidence in us. They knew we could do it. We South Africans, we can do anything. We pulled off a World Rally Raid Championship, something that we can all be proud of, and for that, I'm grateful for them for giving us the chance. Of course, an event like this couldn't happen without our sponsors, Toyota Gazoo Racing. Thanks very much. Without you, this event couldn't have happened. To the smaller sponsors, and not less important, but without them as well, this wouldn't have happened as well as it has. To DHL, to Inco, was that for DHL or for Inco? To Johnson Workwear and to Northwest Corporation for all their support. It's been fantastic. Your support, and you can be proud of yourselves. Your sponsors, the sponsors can all be proud of themselves. You've inspired a nation. You've created something special for South Africa and for South African motorsport. So from my side, a big thank you to you guys. Well, the organising team. I mean, let's not even go there. Poor Evan Hutchison and his team trying to organise the route. That's probably been our biggest challenge. But with all the trials and tribulations, he's managed to do it, and from my side, Evan, without you, buddy, it couldn't have happened. So a big thank you to you. Not only Evan, but the whole organising team. Sandra, Yaku, I mean, I won't even mention everybody by name, but we had a vision a few years ago to bring the World Championship to South Africa, and it's a reality now. Can you believe it? 5 years in the making. Charles from Dakar knows it. Jean-Marc mentioned earlier that we spoke 3 years ago to bring this event to South Africa. So let's hope it stays. I think it will. I think we've impressed the world enough to make the World Championship come back to South Africa. So we can be really proud of this event. So thank you to all you people for supporting us. Without the landowners and the local communities, obviously this wouldn't be possible. You've allowed us to showcase the beauty and the rugged terrains of Africa and South Africa in particular, and in particular, of course, the Northwest Province. Without the farmers, the communities, this wouldn't happen. I mean, we've had over 100 people on the route. We've been working 6 months on this route to get it ready, and without their support, this never would have happened. So from our side, thank you very much. And of course, without you, the competitors and the crew, this wouldn't happen. And what a finale. I mean, fantastic. 38 seconds or whatever it was between Henk and Sebastian today. We couldn't have asked for a better finish. And of course, we couldn't have asked for a better winner. Our very own Henk and Brett. Fantastic effort from them. And it just goes to show hard work and local knowledge sometimes does pay off. But the competition has been fierce. The entries have been great. To have the world's greats here, I mean, it's unbelievable. Carlos Sainz, multiple World Rally champions. Sebastian Loeb, I mean, Nanny Roma, Henk Latergan, the old man of South African Rally Raid, Janelle de Villiers, not a very good golfer, but a very good racing driver. To have them all here is absolutely fantastic. And all in one place, and to have the winner go down to the last stage is also absolutely fantastic. So great to have them all here. To our marshals, medics, all the people that you don't see. We've had medical teams here, helicopters, the marshalling unit, to all those people, a big thank you from us. You've kept us safe, you kept the competitors safe, you kept the crew safe. We've had no major incidents, so fantastic effort from all of the safety stewards and the marshals and the medics. From me, many friendships have been made. We've made a lot of friends. Some of you I've never met before. We now know each other. This week, we've all come together as a motorsport community. We've shared some stories, we've shared some memories, we've made new friends, and that's what Rally Raid is all about. For me, it's not a goodbye. I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say, see you guys all again. Maybe not next year, but the year after. So keep the Rally Raid spirit. And until we meet again, a very big thank you from myself and my organizing committee and from South Africa. Thank you very much.
Do you want to invite the marshals?
No. I think it would be fitting for me just to quickly invite all the marshals and organizing committee. They're standing down here. They'd like a photo on the podium. So bear with us. These are the people that have kept everybody safe, that have marshaled, that have woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning at -2 degrees. So from our side, thank you very much. They're coming onto stage now. They're not all here. Some are still out there, but a very big thank you from me.
SA Safari Rally, your marshal unit looking after us out there on the trails. As Archie says, you think we get up early in the bivouac. Man, these people pretty much didn't sleep for 7 days straight. Once again, South Africa, say thank you to our marshals. Thank you so much to the marshal unit. If you want to buy any of these guys a drink, please feel free. Before we move on with our celebrations, we'll be getting ourselves ready. The media crews have been doing incredible work across the board, and our own media crew are going to be showing you a little bit of a best of from the SA Safari Rally. So once we say our final goodbyes, thank you. We'll say our final goodbyes to our marshal unit. Thank you to our incredible media crew for W2RC. This is the best of the Safari Rally.
We are in South Africa, first time over here. We are a big motorsport country. I think South Africa has a lot of sense for Rally Raid, for the adventure.
Huge, massive game park.
It's bushveld, lots of tracks, no sand, it's not the desert. But I mean, who can predict the winner?
for this kind of moment, this sport is really, really amazing compared to other sports. So this is why I'm here and this is why I enjoy it.
I get goosebumps when they make the tunnel down the fence line, and yeah, it's been an amazing week. I think the whole world saw the passion that we have for motorsport in South Africa, and I definitely think we're going to be back.
How can you not get emotional about that? Man, I need to just wipe a tear here. That really sums it up. It tells the story of what it was, all the crazy different kinds of terrains. Can we get just an extra high five for that POV drone pilot? Man, can that guy fly? All right. We'll get back on track now. There's plenty of stuff to go through. This is going to be us getting ready to go forward into all of our handouts. We've had the marshals. Now we go forward into a race within a race. And this is going to be a presentation for the road to Dakar. So I'm going to ask Mr. Charles Capers, our ASO representative, to come on stage. This is a great story because there are so many hopeful drivers going out there to try and chase their dreams, trying to get those points on the plate to be able to go and take on the ultimate race, which is Dakar, running in January once again. And it is our absolute pleasure to get these guys up here. It is a check, which basically gives you a free entry into Dakar going forward. So it's a huge pleasure for us to present our Dakar winners. Driving out of Team Hilux Rally Raid, Fushia and Bertus Bloknoot are on their way to the big show. Sure, they are on their way through here as well. They won't be missing in action for this one. Fushia and Bertus Bloknoot, come on down. Coming in on the left-hand side. So this is going to give them a 2-year window. They can either go to Dakar in 2026 or 2027, but driving out of #Hilux Rally Raid from SA Soil just down the road in Witbank. It's our absolute pleasure once again. Our Road to Dakar champions today coming out of the Safari, Fushia and Bertus Bloknoot. As we said, the Road to Dakar gives them a 2-year window. It's quite an ask to get ready for Dakar, as everyone knows, to raise the funds, to do all the prep work and all of the planning. So it's either going to be a 26 or a 27 where we see the Bloknoots in the desert. Our next award is going to be presented by Sandra Labiskakni-Yonk. She's been looking after so much. She is literally the red ringing phone at the moment for all of everything that's happening behind the scenes. And we salute Sandra. Can we get some noise for Sandra D? Ladies and gentlemen, she's been doing a great show for us. She hates me doing that. But let's get it up here. This is for our highest place South African rider. And because he comes from KZN in South African borders, that is going to go to the newly signed factory Sherco rider, Bradley Cox. Brad has such a huge following in South Africa and around the world. It was just a matter of time before that magical phone call came down. They had us on our fingertips though, but well done to Sherco, well done to Bradley Cox, and well done to everyone who raced out there today. Your highest place South African on the rallies. On the motorcycle side, it's Brad Cox. such a character, very likable, big fans all around the globe for him as well. And we're going to stay with our highest placed, and this is going to be for our highest placed SA driver and navigator. No big surprise, walking away with this one, Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings. They almost did it to me again. They're coming in from the left. Absolutely stellar crew coming in from behind you, Arch and Sands. Once again, your highest placed South Africa driver and navigator pairing for Toyota Gazoo Racing in the new Repsol colors, Henk Ladegan and Brett Cummings. Congratulations, Dad. Thank you to Sandra D and to Archie. I'm going to ask, representing Motul World and Motul South Africa, for Marsha Jansen to join us on the stage. If you guys aren't aware, Motul bring us the ultimate challenge, which is Malimoto. These absolute crazy, beautiful people that go out there and race all the stages, do all of the repairs on their bikes, and they do not get any outside assistance, not just for one day, but for 7 days out here on the rally. And these are the riders that were out there toughing it out. Most of these guys lived on something like 1, maybe 2 hours sleep each night. So coming up onto the stage, third place is going to be John Medina. Second place is going to go to Matteo Gifraud. And the win in Motul is going to be going to Florian Bonchalon. So Marsha Jansen from Motul is going to give the boys their big high five once again. The ultimate challenge, Malimoto, spinning the spanners and turning the kilometers. Third place going to go to John Medina. An incredible push from one of our smaller riders out there, doing an incredible drop. Second place is going to go to Matteo Gifraud. And your winner, taking the Yamaha to the top step here at the Safari, it's Florian Bonchalon. And we've got our Rally GP champion, Chucky. He's going to give these guys the big high five. So a great moment for these riders to rub shoulders with the very best. Once again, in third place, John Medina. Second place to Matteo Gifraud. And the winner and the champion, taking down the big win in the Malimotos, it's going to be Florian Bonchalon. Beautiful shot and a beautiful moment. Thank you once again to Motul for bringing us the ultimate Warrior Challenge. These guys are the kings of Rally Raid Racing. Huge respect given by all of the rest of the categories. Thanks to Chucky for coming up and giving these guys the big high five. And do they deserve it? Yes, they do. Thank you once again to Masha for coming up here for Motul and giving these guys their big high five. No more bonus, guys. Congratulations to our Malimoto superstars. They really are the kings of the bivouac and the kings of these rallies out here. We'll get ourselves ready as we go forward into our quad racing categories. The quads are on standby to come on up onto the stage. Our top 3 quads, and in third place we've got a great South African surprise coming at you. For our quads, it's going to be handing out our FIM technical representative. Andreas Cesar is going to be on stage with us, looking after our four-wheel warriors on the FIM side of things. Please welcome on stage in third place, South Africa's very own Queen of the Quads, Corrine Thiessen. In second place for the CF Motos Thunder Racing, Atanas Kanapakanas. And taking the big win, we know his name very well, is Jitan Martinez. So once again, our FIM technical representative, Mr. Andreas Salazar, is going to be doing the handouts. Corrine Thiessen, a lastminute.com, deciding she's going to come rally raid racing with us, one of the queens of quad racing in the GXCCs. And now she takes down her first ever taste of what rally raid racing is. Not the perfect event for her, but she learned a lot, and they kept it going. Once again, Corrine Thiessen in third, Atanas Kanapakasis in second place. And your winner and the king of the quads out here, the first ever running of the SA Safari Rally. Make some noise once again for Jitan Martinez, your quad champion. So impressive to see these quads out here. We lost our fourth rider quad, but he's been back here and he's been waving a flag, making sure that the boys and girls remaining in the quad race keep their chins up and keep on racing. Once again, Corrine Thiessen, Atanas Kanapakanas, and Jitan Martinez, your 3, 2, and 1 in the quads. Please hit reverse, Corrine. Thank you. CF Moto Thunder Racing, first and second in the rally, and first and second in the World Championship rankings at the moment, with 3 rounds done and 2 to go. And we stay with the FIM. Our FIM first jury member, Mr. Adel Nueva, is going to be up here helping us with the handouts as we go forward into our Rally 2s. Mr. Adel Nueva is on stage with us, so we'll go forward with our top 3 in Rally 2. Number 3, we know him as Iron Mike Doherty, taking third place. Second place, coming out of the Hero Factory Racing Squad, Tobias Ebster. And in first place, make some noise for KTM Factory Red Bull Racing's Edgar Canet, the champion of the Safari Rally. Tobias did apologize. His kit bag and his bike are already out of here, so he's going to be up here pretending that he's riding a bike. Through the handlebars. There you go. There you got it. The Rally 2 is giving us great racing, spectacular camaraderie, and incredible numbers. These are the riders that we're going to be watching out for in the rest of the remaining tours on the FIM Championship in 2025. Mike Doherty for Bass KTM Racing gets the job done in third place. Second place for Hero Motorsport, getting the lastminute.com call up and getting onto the factory ride, Tobias Ebster. And on the KTM Factory Red Bull machine, Edgar Canet is your Rally 2 champion coming out of the Safari Rally. Rally 2 and all of our FIM categories absolutely spectacular. It's been an absolute pleasure to have all of the riders and their teams hanging out with us. We will be seeing them again a little bit later on, but for now, I'm going to be handing across to my co-host, Mr. Derek Alberts, jumps on the mic.
Congratulations to the Rally 2 top 3. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gents. And once again, give everyone a round of applause for what has been a sensational 7 days of motorsport feast. It's been a fiesta over here at Sun City. Congratulations to all the organizers. Thanks so much to Matt Smith for doing a sensational job. He really has been incredible. As we move over now to four wheels once again, and we are going to go over to the SSVs. I'd like to call upon Vic Maharaj onto stage. He is the CEO of Motorsport South Africa. Vic Maharaj, ladies and gents, instrumental, one of the key players in ensuring that this event went off swimmingly, and we can all agree it certainly has been the case. So, in third place when it comes to SSV, congratulations to Michel Sinotto and Mauricio Dominella. In second place, Richard Axel and Wouter Rosager. Give them a round of applause, folks. You've got to stay on stage. You've got to enjoy the plaudits. You've got to enjoy the limelight. And ladies and gents, put your hands together for the winners of Class SSV. A massive round of applause to Mario Franco and Jean Miranda. Mario Franco and Jean Miranda dominating matters when it came to SSV. As we watch this beauty of a machine make its way onto stage. Mario Franco and Jean Miranda entering as only they can. There we go, ladies and gents. Round of applause once again. Mario Franco, Jean Miranda capturing victory in Class SSV. Thank you very much to Vic Maharaj, doing the handover, CEO of Motorsport South Africa. And there we have the top three when it comes to Class SSV. What a sensational event this has been over the last couple of days over at Sun City. A terrific prologue, 5 days of racing action. And fans lined along the streets, the dirt, the tarmac, not worrying whatsoever about anything, just here for the pure love of motorsport. And congratulations once again to Mario and Jean for capturing the win as we watch their SSV make their way off stage. And as the SSV leaves, there it goes. I'd like to call up on stage Dieter Renken, Motorsport Advisor to the FIA President, to do the handover. Dieter, great to see you. Very well, thank you. Gonna have a quick chat. Dieter, firstly, FIA. Sensational.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, obviously, being with the FIA is a massive privilege. Particularly as a South African who now works with the FIA very closely. And our lives are motorsport. That's all we do, four-wheeled motorsport across the world, and it really is a great privilege to be here.
And of course, it's not, there are various realms that you operate in, and there's some other activities that you're very, very strong in that you'd like to tell us a bit more about?
Well, basically, one of the projects that we're looking at and really pushing very, very hard is a project called Crosscar. What we did is we realized that there's a perfect ladder, single-seater ladder from karting, Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1. And if you look at the grid today in Monaco, fundamentally, most of them came through karting. I'd say 90% of them. And most of them started in some sort of kiddie karting class. But on the road sport side, in other words, the off-road side, we don't have the equivalent. So we're working on a project called Crosscar, which effectively, to put it in a nutshell, is a dirt-type go-kart, starting from the age of 6 through to 8 to 12, and then 16, and then seniors. And we're really hoping that that really gains traction across, first of all, across South Africa, then Africa, across Asia, any of the emerging motorsport countries.
Oh, it sounds sensational. Dieter, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us for the handover.
Thank you very much. Thanks. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to have you, Dieter, based in Belgium, but originally from South Africa. And he'll be handing over the Challenger Trophy. So, folks, put your hands together. First and foremost, in third place, Adam Kus and Dimitro Tero. Third place, capturing victory in the Challenger class. And a man who certainly needs no introduction. In second place, Nicholas Cavigliasso and Valentino Pettigrini. Nicholas Cavigliasso and Valentino Pettigrini capturing second place. They were very, very excited to compete in South Africa for the first time. Thank you very much to Dieter for doing the handover. And finally, the victors. When it comes to the Challenger, David Ziller and Sebastian Cesana. Again. Thank you. Come on, ladies and gents, let's hear it for the top three when it comes to the Challenger. Especially for those folks that occupy top spot of the podium, David Ziller and Sebastian Cesana. Thank you very much and congratulations to the winners once again. Welcome to South Africa. A nice sunny welcome during the day. Not so much when it comes to the night. Next up, I'd like to welcome a man who's done a massive job in ensuring that this event goes smoothly. He's really been fantastic in all that he's done. He has a massive heart and a massive passion for motorsport. Steve Harding, the event manager, please join us on stage for the handover. Thank you so much, Steve. How are you doing, Steve? How's this event been?
It's been hard work, I have to say, but it's wonderful to be at the end. It's wonderful to have had a great event that ran on time, a great event where we didn't hurt anybody, and a great event where the right person won in terms of the eventual result. So absolutely fantastic.
Lovely stuff, Steve. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Steve Harding. Done a terrific job throughout the course of this week, and even more so as we move over to the ultimate T1.1. And in third place, Johan and Sean van Staden. Well done to Johan and Sean van Staden, the father and son team. Instrumental on the local scene when it comes to the SA Rally Raid Championship and doing us proud when it comes to the international competition in Class T1.1. In second place, Nikus Heinlein and Jaco Kriel. Well done to Nikus Heinlein and Jaco Kriel, grabbing second place, T1.1. And ladies and gents, it's not the last time you'll hear the surname Heinlein, because in first position, we have Gerard and Rudy Heinlein, local lads, doing us proud once again in Class T1.1. Gerard and Rudy, the father and son team, doing brilliantly in Class T1.1. Here we go, folks. Welcome this beautiful machine up onto stage. And there you have it, number 233 in the red line. Gerard and Rudy Heinlein, ladies and gents, the victors in Class T1.1. Well done, folks. And congratulations once again to the top three, but particularly to the top one, Gerard and Rudy Heinlein, Class T1.1. As we wave goodbye to Gerard and Rudy Heinlein, folks, I'm going to ask a very special person to join us on stage for the next handover. You've heard a lot from him throughout the course of the week. Last night, he gave his final route directive, and he got a bit emotional, and he thought that he was done with the speeches. That's not the case, because I'm going to ask him to speak again. He has worked tirelessly to ensure that not only this event is spectacular, but also exciting, that it's tough, it's rewarding. Put your hands together for a racing legend, but also a man who has been instrumental in playing a massive role in ensuring the SA Safari Rally is spectacular. Evan Hutchinson. Evan, well done.
Thanks a million, Derek. Wow, it's been an incredible journey, guys. We didn't know what we were doing when we started. That's probably why we said yes. But once we had said yes, there was no turning back. So Archie sort of alluded to how tough it's been and what an incredible challenge it's been to get to this point. So I must be honest, halfway through when the compliments were flowing, it just made me even more nervous, because the higher you are, the further it is to fall. But we've seemed to have put an incredible event together. I'm really proud of my team. A special thank you to Hannes and Rudy. We've all bled together out there. We haven't seen our family and friends for a long time. I'm more of the race secretary, because I've been working with Hannes and Rudy throughout this process to put this event together. But it's come together. It looks like it was really enjoyable. It's a really proud moment for us all to have you all here and to have the compliments. Hopefully this puts us in good stead to get the race back again. But anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks for everything, all the support. Glad you all had a good event. And most of it all, most important, everybody was safe, which is the most important thing. So thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Thank you, Evan Hutchinson, doing a sensational job throughout the course. Worked tirelessly, never slept, and he's really going to party tonight. I know that for absolute fact. As we move over to the next trophy, Evan will be doing the honors in terms of the handover. But we are going to award the T1.2 trophy. First up, in second position, Benoit Fretin and Cedric Duplay. Unfortunately, Benoit is not here, so a Century team representative will be collecting on his behalf. But put your hands together for second placed Benoit Fretin and Cedric Duplay in the T1.2. And in first place, some more local flavor. Jan Kraai and Gerard Schutter. Congratulations to Gerard and Jan. A terrific job from them, capturing victory in Class T1.2. Well done, Gerard. Congratulations. I heard a nice comment there saying between the two of them, they're 133 years old, but they did capture a top spot when it came to T1.2. And next up, we return to two wheels. It is the overall FIM trophy. And to do the honors once again, George Vegas, please join us up on stage, FIM President. This is the big ones, folks, the overall categories. These folks did incredible jobs throughout the course of these 5 days, including that prologue up front, which seems like a lifetime ago given the fact that we have experienced an exhilarating week of racing. It seriously has been incredible. George, if you'd like to please join us up on stage to do the handover for the overall victors when it comes to two wheels. It is the overall FIM. And Jean-Francois will be joining him on stage to do the handover. Great to see you, George. Great to see you, Jean-Francois. As we please welcome onto stage when it comes to the overall category in the FIM. Ladies and gents, in third place, Ricky Brabeck. And Marco Comana is going to be joining us as well to hand over the second place trophy. Marco, great to see you. George, final thoughts quickly. I know you've spoken a lot, but as we see the end result.
No, it was fantastic. You want me to make a big speech like the others? No. No, thank you for coming. It's a lovely night, very warm. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. That was Ricky Brabeck coming out for third place. And folks, in second place, Luciano Benavides. Another extraordinary effort from Luciano Benavides, capturing second. But in the end, the man who dominated from start to finish, the Australian legend. Folks, put your hands together for Daniel Sanders as we hand over the second place trophy going through now. But Daniel Saunders makes his way up onto stage to capture top spot. George will do the handover. What a victory for Daniel Saunders, the Australian. And here we go. The celebrations certainly do begin. Okay, before we start spraying, Danny and your folks, before we start spraying, I think it's only fitting, before we do, please, ladies and gents, stand as we pay homage to the Australian with the Australian anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth fertile. Our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath the radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this Commonwealth of ours renowned above all the lands. For those who come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage, let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia
Ladies and gents, Daniel Chucky Saunders from Australia, the victor in the overall FIM. Congratulations. A sensational performance. Also, once again, congratulations to second place, Luciano Benavides. And in third spot, Ricky Brabeck. What a performance, gents. Very, very impressive. Whoever knew the Australian anthem was that long? Folks, should we get one more comment from our victor, Danny Saunders? After his photo. No, get your photo quick. Dominated from start to finish. He has been exceptional throughout the week, has the Australian. And richly deserved as he captured yet another victory in the W2RC. Danny Saunders, before you leave, have to have one final word. I know you chatted a little bit earlier, but how have you enjoyed this week?
Mate, it's been definitely a rally to remember. It's been really cool. It's probably my first one with like the fans and the everyone behind this event so passionate, and that's why it's here. Like everyone's bought it here, and just made it such a welcoming race. And it's been something that's I guess I've been missing since rally, jumping in here, like the fans on the fence lines and all the farmers, and yeah, it's been awesome. Like the support is crazy, and everyone's got a smile on their face wherever you go. Everyone's happy, and that's probably the best thing. That's why this country loves motorsport, and as we do as racers as well. And they love the competition, and it's just been really fun. And yeah, can't thank the team enough. They've done magnificent the last year, and we've turned things around. And yeah, we're on a good streak at the moment, and it was really, really nice to check out South Africa for my first time. And hopefully I'll be back again racing in a couple years.
We can't wait to see it. Congratulations, Daniel Chunky Saunders and Luciano, as well as Ricky. Sensational performances all round. The top 3 overall when it comes to FIM. Once again, folks, a massive round of applause. Well, they'll be reversing their bikes shortly before we move over to the next award. It is the final award of the night. There we go, folks. What a show from the top 3 in the FIM. Ricky Brabeck, Luciano Benavides, and Daniel Saunders, the Australian. I said we had one more award to go, and it's a big one. You're certainly going to want to stay for this as we head over to the FIA overall. I'd please like to welcome onto stage Tasneem Lorgat to do the handover. GM for Marketing and Communications for Toyota South Africa. Tasneem, if you'd please join us on stage for what is the final award of the evening. Right, ladies and gents, this is the final award of the night. It is the final award of the event, the SA Safari Rally, FIA. Thank you very much, Tasneem. Firstly, we have to chat. How has this event been? Toyota getting involved massively behind it. And look at the crowds, look at the people in the roads. It's been sensational.
No, it's really been fantastic. I think as Toyota SA and Toyota Gazoo Racing South Africa, we've always just been so passionate about the sport. Motorsport's been a part of our DNA for so many years. So just to see an event of this caliber on local soil is an extremely proud moment for us. I think it would be remiss of me not to mention Glenn Crompton, our Vice President Marketing and Head of TGRSA, for the role he played in actually partnering with the Safari Rally to make this event happen. I mean, huge respect to every single manufacturer and participant, But for us, every Toyota that crosses that line is a victory. And I think it's testament that it's not just a Bakkie, it's a Hilux.
Magnificent. And Tasneem, just looking at the responses from folks with regards to the appetite that South Africans have for motorsport in South Africa. Of course, we have the SA Rally Raid Championship, but just looking at the people, the eyes, the world, watching this event take place, it just goes to show it was a no-brainer to get behind an event like this.
No, I mean, for us, the second we heard that we'd have like an international level of performance and participation on home soil, I mean, we really went in and motivated hard to be a part of this event, and just witnessing everybody out here to spectate, enjoy, the families that are out here supporting their drivers really just goes to show like how passionate us as South Africans are for not just sport in general, but motorsport.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you so much for your continued commitment to motorsport in South Africa, but particularly when it comes to the SA Safari Rally. Your job's almost done. Your speeches are done, but now all that's left is the handover. I don't normally wear specs, and I'm not, but this is a built-in camera, hence why I'm wearing it. Just had to switch it on again. Okay, ladies and gents, in the FIA overall class, in third place, put your hands together for Lucas Moraes and Armand Manlian. Lucas Moraes and Armand Manlian, the Brazilian and the Spaniard, representing Toyota Gazoo Racing. Here they are. Lovely to see them once again. Vastly experienced competitors on the W2RC. Never forget last year when unfortunately Lucas missed out on a top 3 placing at Dakar due to a little issue on the penultimate stage. A little bit of cheers, but man, shining once again, Lucas Moraes and Armand Manlian. A brilliant performance from them. Third place overall in class FIA. And ladies and gents, in second position, certainly a man who needs no introduction, arguably one of the greatest drivers when it comes to motorsport, Sebastian Loeb, alongside Fabian Lerkin. The Dacia Sandrisers shining once again. He put up a hard fight, did Sebastian Loeb, alongside Fabian. It was so tight heading into that final day. 39 seconds, the difference. But they did manage to capture second place. Now, ladies and gents, I know you're going to give a massive South African welcome to the winners of Class FIA for the SA Safari Rally, your very own Henk Laderkan and Brett Cummings. South Africa, you've done it. Captured victory on stage 1, never looked back. Came so close at Dakar. Second place finish, but this time around they went one better. Ladies and gents, the winners of Class FIA, Henk Laderkan and Brett Cummings. Let's hear it again. Thank you so much to Tasneem for doing the handover. And folks, before we open up that champagne, Seb, I know you're very keen to, but before we do, will everyone please stand, rise, sing loud and proud for the South African national anthem. Incredible performances from all three teams. Third place, Lucas Moraes, alongside Armand Mondleon, Sebastian Loeb and Fabian Lerkin, and Henk Ladekan and Brett Cummings. Repsol and Overdrive teams, please make your way up. You can do it for photos, without a doubt, as we quickly have a chat to our victors. Thank you so much to the second and third place teams. But I'm going to stand in the middle here, Brett and Henk. Firstly, Henk, so close at Dakar, but this time round, you did the job.
Yeah, no, it feels really good to actually get it done here. And yeah, like I've said so many times before, the support's been absolutely amazing. So thank you to everyone, and thank you to the organizers. And it was really special seeing the marshals that came up onto stage. It's a massive team that makes this work, and we know a little bit behind the scenes how many months it's been in the planning. So really proud of the event and proud to be a part of it, and it was really amazing.
Sensational. Brett, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. It's I think I said it early on. It's good to get the monkey off the back and get a win, and to be fighting it until the end. It was so close, and yeah, really nail biting, stressful, but happy that it's done.
Ah, brilliant stuff. Well done, gents. Enjoy the celebrations. Thank you so much to our various competitors. As we go in for the final photos, the teams that want to make their way up on stage. To wrap things up, we almost had a wayward champagne bottle make its way. Thank you, ladies and gents, for what has been an incredible SA Safari Rally. The support has been sensational, but before we say anything, let's have our final words from the man right at the top, from the very beginning, Archie Rutherford.
I thought I said enough earlier. Right, well, that concludes the evenings, as Derek says. All I'm going to say is we've got a party across the road at the Shebeen. All competitors, crews, you're welcome. An invitation from the organization, so please enjoy the evening, and we hope you have a good evening that concludes the South African Safari Rally. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone, and thank you very much to my colleague Matt Spitz. It's been a pleasure hosting you for the entire week. We hope you enjoyed the festivities. We hope you enjoyed the SA Safari Rally. I know for a fact you certainly did. A final word from me. Good night. Thank you so much. Drive safe. Enjoy the festivities. I'll give Matt to say the last and goodbyes.
Thanks, D-Man. Derek, you've been fantastic. To all of our event competitors, to everyone that's been involved, it's been my absolute pleasure to host you. This is my famous cap. It's been on my head all week. It's getting launched. Who wants it? We're going long here, people. Hollywood Hills cap. I gotta go warm my head up soon. I'll see you guys across the big Shebeen. This has been the South African Safari Rally. Good night. God bless. I just want to get Repsol up here onto the stage as well. If our Repsol crews can come on up onto the stage, we're going to take these final shots with this beautiful race-winning vehicle.